He is a multi-talented actor, speaker, and performance coach. By overcoming his own tribulations and trials, he has not only been able to help others turn their lives around through his inspirational and impact message, he has also stopped some from taking their own lives through his ability to influence with his message. His mission is to influence and change billions of lives through speaking and coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Prince Show.
Wow, Sensei, that is so nice of you. Seriously, thank you very, very much. Wow, that's amazing to hear, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince. Thanks a lot for joining us from London. You are an actor, you are a speaker, you are a performance coach. Take us through something about performance coach. We would like to know more about what is performance coaching.
Right, okay. So for me, the way I look at performance coaching, it's, let's say, take an athlete, for example, right? Okay, that athlete is obviously has to perform for them to be able to win the competition or for them to be able to run faster or run better. And I've realized that a lot of the times is people have the ability. So whatever somebody wants to do, they already have the ability. Hence the reason they have the passion for it. Because if the ability wasn't there, the passion wouldn't be there. So, but sometimes people don't actually believe in themselves enough to be able to stretch themselves, or as I would put it, to go into their inner self, to their higher self, really. Because in your higher self, that's like your peak performance. That's your enhanced performance. So what I do in terms of performance coaching, and I work mostly with athletes as well, it's getting that person to really, really believe in themselves and just showing them that vision that this is how far you can go. You're performing here right now, but you can go even higher or a lot higher. You have the ability. And once I'm able to break that barrier in them, in their own heads, then literally it's like there is no limit whatsoever. So I call it enhanced performance. So even when somebody thinks that, nah, listen, I've hit that peak, this is my peak, I can't like that, this is it. My goal is to always enhance their peak performance. So even when they've hit their peak, how do we make that better? How can we enhance that? So that's for me where I excel.
Yeah, great. And we all know that nobody is born as a leader. You need to learn how to lead. Similarly, you're not born as a coach or as an actor, whatever it is. You learn how to coach.
Yeah.
Share your story with us. Have you gone through the ups and downs in your life to get through where you are today?
That's a very, very good question, Farookh. I'm glad you asked that question, because I honestly believe that it's because of the tribulations and trials that I've been through in life. And in a very weird way, I self-help. I helped myself get through those problems. And that was just because I just had this mindset that even from a very young age, even as a child, I just used to say to myself that, listen, Prince, everything happened for a reason. You might not know the reason right now, but there's a reason why all these things are happening. And I'm talking about serious things that were going on that over the years, I've heard that people have taken their lives for. Some people have gone into drug overdose or alcoholism or name it, all the negative things. For me, it was like they say, like that small voice in your head, those things you say to yourself, we say to ourselves, in our subconscious mind, is really, really what makes us do the things we do. For me, I trained myself from a very young age for my subconscious to be my best friend. So I always speak positively to myself, regardless. Even times when I went through stuff that I didn't even know how I'm going to solve this problem or how I'm going to get through this. But those little daily talks, those small talks in my head that I trained myself to, eventually I was able to solve problems. And of course, when you go through a series of problems in life and you overcome them, then I didn't know it, but of course, I found solutions to problems that people get to that stage and they think that, you know what it is? I am done. This is it. There is nothing left for me to do but to just end it here. And so being able to do that, and from a very young age, started talking to people. So I was always the odd one out. Why? Because I always have a different perspective. I always have a different view. And as you can understand, if when people congregate together, you know, or that, as they call it, the sheep mentality, when everyone believes one thing, you know,
Absolutely.
because, you know, I don't know, yeah. Even though that person might think differently, but they don't want to be the odd one out, so they will conform and say, yeah, I think it's true as well. Whereas with me, I would stick to my gun and say, no, I believe it's this because, and I would give my reasons why. Just because I like to think for myself, and I think that was part of the reason that really helped me to really come out of all those problems and be able to deal with them. And as time went on, I realized that talking to people, and you know, I would say at work or in school, you speak to people and you realize, no, there's something. Because I always have this sense that, nah, this person say they're okay, but I sense that they're not okay. So I will ask, and I would really say to them and say, hey, no, I'm really asking, how are things? No, how are you? I want to know, man. I really want to know. And the moment people sense that sincerity, that you really, really want to know, and they sense that you care, they open up and say, yeah, friends, yeah, things have just not been going fine. And I always know when they say things are not just going fine, there's one main thing in their head that's really bothering them. And for me, it's to, if you like, call it a breakthrough, is to get to that problem, to that main core problem, and get them to see that in a different perspective. Because I don't have the solution to, you know, I was able to solve more problems. And those solutions, how I was able to go through and handle and deal with whatever tribulations and trials I went through in life, all the solutions came from me. Yes, some I found from reading books or listening to other people, but eventually I have to turn back here to really solve that problem inside, right? It's already in there, but probably when I listened to somebody or I read something or I heard something, it triggered something inside me that made me think, actually, you know what? I didn't think about it this way, but yeah. So it's the same mechanics I use. So when people think that, you know what, friends, you don't understand me, like, look, I'm done. It's over. This happened, that happened, this happened, and this happened. What I'm able to do is to get that person to look, to just put them on a different stand and look at things from a different angle. And all of a sudden, they start coming up with the answers by just asking them certain questions. So for me, I I came up with this, if you like, my own motto, that problems are nothing but disguised opportunities.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with what you said. Absolutely. Thank you very much for sharing that. Prince, I know that you are an actor, and I also happen to see your videos on YouTube. Now, if you have a chance to act, and the other chance you have to inspire people, motivate people, influence people, which one would you go for? This gives you name, fame, fan, etc. Whereas this one is more connected with your heart. Which one would you take?
For me?
And why would you take? We also want to know the reason. Yeah, why would you take?
So you're asking me between acting and coaching, which one I would take, right?
Absolutely.
For me, I realized, Sensei, right, that I grew up, Bruce Lee was like my hero growing up. You know, I wanted to be Bruce Lee. And, you know, I grew up in Africa. The amount of times, you know, I got knocked around the head for breaking things because I thought I was the Bruce Lee, you know, as most children do. So yeah, I grew up loving movies, and I ended up doing martial arts, which I've done for about 17 years now. And so for me, acting it was this passion that I had, and really, really love acting, and love being in character, and love making fun, and I love comedy, right? And what I really realized, that passion for acting, doing martial arts, of course, taught me about discipline. You know, it's not about whether I wanted to feel like or not feel like. No, if I must do something, I do it, regardless of how I feel. That's discipline. So martial arts taught me discipline. Acting kind of like got me out of my comfort zone, because believe it or not, I grew up being very shy. And I find it very hard to open up, or even having this conversation with you right now. Seriously, no kidding. I kid you not, right? So acting really got me out of my skin, and to just realize that, hey, you know, we're all humans. Nobody's perfect. Everyone has flaws. You can be yourself. It's fine. There's nothing to hide, you know?
Absolutely.
So I realized that my passion for acting and the discipline that martial art gave me was all leading up to one thing. Because yes, I love acting, but throughout my life, even from childhood, the thing that I've done constantly is help people, is talk to people. You know, it's really, and for me, it's. I met this lady at a tube station once, and just out of the blue, she said to me, she goes, "You're an empath." I said, "Okay, madam, could you please explain what an empath is? Because it's the first time I've heard it. I don't know what you're talking about." She goes, I sense you. I sense you. I don't even. She goes, "What's your name?" I said, "It's Prince." She goes, "Yeah, it makes sense." I said, "Okay." She goes, "You have this thing where you can feel people's pain, like you can." I said, "Why would you say that?" She goes, "I can sense your spirit. I can sense your ability, your vibe." And we started talking just out of the blue. And she goes, "You're gonna do great. Like, yeah, keep doing what you're doing." And I thought, wow, okay, where did that all come from? So I realized, I got to that stage, I realized acting is a passion. I love acting. I love being a comedian. I love acting. I love action films. But when I get from helping people out, I tell you now, Sensei, there is no amount of millions or billions that can ever pay for that.
Absolutely.
That thing of saving lives, of helping people that's going through problems, for me, it's so dear to my heart. It's so close to me. I love people. I really, really love people. Honestly, for me, I'm a people's person. Everything I've done is with people, is about people. So, yeah, if you're asking me to choose, I don't even have to think. By all means, you know the answer already. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know the answer already, but it's only for the audience to
Yes.
get
So
it
for
from
me,
the horse's mouth.
yes, for me, coaching people, it's definitely, that's what's close to my heart. That's all of it. That's what I'm all about. Yes.
Great, great. Well, before we had this interview, you shared a story with me where people come and they tell you how you have changed their lives. For the audience, would you like to share one story which really touched your heart, where somebody said, "Prince, you really made a difference in our life"?
Okay. Right. The moment you ask me that question, of course, I have all these like names going through my head, and I'm thinking, but there's one that's very prominent and it really, really stands out for me. And I'll share that one.
Sure.
So it was around late 2016. I think it was October or November 2016. And I went to a seminar.
Okay.
Right. It was a 2-day event, and it was the first day. Actually, it was the Saturday, and we got to the Q&A part, and I asked a question. It was just a question that I asked, and the response I got from the speakers just sparked and ignited somewhere in me. Then it got me emotional. And Sensei, something magical happened that day. It made me realize that sometimes strength is in weakness. Sometimes strength is in vulnerability. Sometimes your strength would come when you really open your heart in people. Because why? We all humans, we all have love, we all have compassion. Yes. Everybody, we all have that in our DNA.
Sure.
When you open up and be really, really honest with yourself and your emotion, there was about 350 odd people, about close to 400 people in that seminar. After I shared what I shared and the response I got, and I literally just stood there and my eyes welled up with tears. And it was tears of joy, it was tears of relief, it was tears of, yes, I've been through this, I've come through it, I understand. And it was just that tears of like, yeah, I've overcome that. Farookh, I tell you now, Sensei, I had about close to 250 people queuing up to talk to me. One by one. And it was the first person came and hugged and said, and she had tears all over her eyes, and her eyes was all red, and she was crying. And I hugged her and said, "It's going to be fine." A guy turned up and goes, "Bro, why are you doing this to me, man?" Like, you know how most men are, like, be emotional. It seemed like that's not a bad thing. And this guy helped me and said, Prince, thank you so much for opening up and for sharing your story, because it set me free. It made me realize that I don't have to pretend and act all strong and macho. I can just let go. And I turned around and there was this spiral of queue, and somebody said, yes, Prince, we're all waiting to talk to you. It went on for about an hour and a half. And everyone kept coming and saying, Prince, you have an amazing, amazing ability to reach out to people. You should do videos like, you know, whatever, just do live videos or videos and post them on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever, because you don't know how many people you can reach. And I had so many different people saying the same thing to me, like, Prince, you should really, really just talk and just share your story with people and just reach out to people, and you never know.
Absolutely.
So the following Monday, I was going to a training for some management training, and on the train, I had just had this message in my head the title was, "What can you do different today to make a difference tomorrow?" And that's all I kept hearing. What can you do different today to make a difference tomorrow? Over and over and over. And I thought, look, time, man. I don't want to be late for this. You know, I've got like somewhere important to go. And I kept getting pounded with the same message. And I thought, you know what? Fine. I'm going to make, you know, it's that thing when you talk to yourself. And I said, fine. I am going to make okay, fine. I will do the video. I will do it. Fine. I will do it. Okay. So I got my phone out. And I remember it was sunny. It looked like I was in Spain, but it was just one of those bright sunny days in London, which happens like twice a year. Yeah. So I got my phone out and I did this recording it lasted for about 5.5 minutes or so. And I was just talking about what can you do different today to make a difference. And of course, there was no plan or intention. I just literally just flow and I just spoke what was in my mind and in my heart. And so I posted that video on Facebook. It wasn't even a live video. Then, to be honest, I didn't even know how to do a live video. Yeah, I did not know how to do a live video. So I just recorded it on my phone. And then I posted it on Facebook. And I went on my meeting. And I went to where I wanted to go. And then about 5 months later, I read a book by Richard Wiseman called The Luck Factor. And funny enough, he was talking about towards the end of the book. And he said something that reached out to me, and he goes, if there are people that you haven't spoken to in a while, you know, just reach out to them and just check on how they're doing, because you never know. Just check up on people and see how they are. So I remember that day I was on the train going home and I rang 3 people. Two didn't pick up, one picked up, and the guy that picked up was one of my friends that we went to drama school together, and he was a crazy guy. He does martial arts as well. You know, he's the kind of guy that you don't ever dare say, oh, I dare you do this, because he will do it to prove a point. You know, he's the kind of guy that if he says, Sensei, I'm going to jump that building, I'm going to go and land on that car, you bet your money he's going to do it, all right? Very determined, you know, very, very disciplined. And literally when I rang him, he went, Prince, what's up, my man? How you doing? I said, yeah, I'm good, man. I said, how are you? He goes, bro, man, I was meant to phone you. Like, I've been thinking of phoning you. Just I've been busy doing things. Now I've got to you. But Prince, I was meant to phone to say thank you. I said, okay. I said, thank you for. He goes, Prince, in all honesty, the only reason I'm here today is because of you. I said, what are you talking about? Okay, I'm lost. Okay, me and you haven't spoken in months. I'm just reaching out to just check up on you. And he said, no, Prince, no. Listen, you do not understand. He goes, Prince, the only reason I'm alive today is because of you, bro. If it wasn't because of you, Prince, you wouldn't be able to reach me today. I would have been long gone. And I said, okay, all right, okay. Let's get serious. And I said, explain to me, what are you actually talking about? He said, Prince, last year, I went through so much. And it was one thing after the other, month after month. I got stressed, got depressed, and I got to a stage and I thought, and he goes, it was later on in the game, I said, I'm not going to see Christmas this year because there isn't anything more I can do. And it got so bad that he decided to, he wrote a letter that evening. He checked the train times, checked for the fast train. He wrote a letter to his mom and put it underneath his pillow. He said, Prince, the morning, I was on the platform. I was waiting for the fast train. And I don't even know what possessed me to go on Facebook. And the moment I opened up Facebook, this video popped up. And I said, what's Prince talking about now? And I looked at the title, what can you do different to make a difference? And I thought, okay. And it goes, I pressed play. It goes, Prince, when you started talking, I was looking around the platform thinking, I bet you any money Prince is here, he's seen me, and he's posted this video because of me. It goes, Prince, I started pacing up and down the platform, honestly believing that you have to be here somewhere. Because the video finished and I thought, no, I got to watch this again. He goes, I've pressed play and I'm watching it again, and my train went past and I missed my train. He goes, Prince, if you didn't post that video, if what you posted in that video wasn't talking directly to me, I would have jumped in front of that train and I would have killed myself. It was because that was my intention. And he goes, Prince, you know me. You know, when I say I'm going to do something, I will do it. So I didn't go to that train station to think. I've already thought about what I'm going to do, and that was my plan, to end it that day. He goes, so Prince, that video you posted on Facebook saved my life. What you were talking about that day, because I got to that stage where I thought, I've tried everything, I've done everything. There isn't anything I could do. There is nothing I can do different. And you posted a video titled, what can you do different today to make a difference? And all I was saying there is, whenever you think that you've done everything, that there is nothing left to do, believe there's so much more. There's always something you can do different to make a difference. And that was pretty much the essence of the video. That's what I was talking about. And Sensei, when he was telling me this, I was on the train and I had tears just dripping down my eyes, and I thought, and I'm actually getting teary right now. Just because for me, it was just, I thought, imagine if I didn't listen to myself and I didn't do that video. Imagine that if I didn't post it, if I didn't make a recording of that and posted it there, this guy would have killed himself. And I thought, man, if one video can save a life, like literally save a life, wow, that is priceless. And for me, that just made me realize that, okay, Prince, yes, you can save lives, you can help people. You've got a purpose, you got a calling. And that changed everything for me. It just really made me just focus and say, okay, so yes, okay, I can help people. I've done it in the past. And this was the first time someone said, like, Prince, it's because of you I didn't kill myself. You saved me, you stopped me from committing suicide. And we spoke, and you know, I said to him, I said, it was, Prince, to be honest, I'm still going through a lot right now. But no matter what happens, I always have that message in my head. What can I do different today to make a difference? And he goes, Prince, that's the only thing that's keeping me going. Because every time I think, when I get to that stage that I'm overwhelmed and I feel like I can't do anything, I always remember what you say. What can I do different today to make a difference? He goes, Prince, that's what's keeping me going. And I said, look, let's meet up and let's have a chat. And we met and we have a coffee and we chatted. I literally just listened to him because he had so much to say. I just listened to him. I said, I'm glad you're still here and it's going to be fine. I promise you. You know, I'm always here, you know, if you ever want to talk or if there's anything bothering you, just let me know. And Sensei, yeah, that for me, that story would always stick with me. Always.
That's a very strong and touching story. That is a very strong, touching story. As a conclusion, Prince, what would you like to advise the audience? If there is one thing that you would like to advise, what would that one single, sharp, specific, clear advice would be?
Right. I have always believed that every human being, every person, every single person on this planet, in this world, is unique. Unique in so many ways. You know, I was listening to a professor talk the other day, and he was saying that identical twins, right, are identical in every manner. Sometimes they even have, you know, they behave the same, they would eat the same, they would think the same foods. However, their fingerprints are completely different. And that's the mark of uniqueness, that even with identical twins are still unique. And I want to tell everyone who's watching here and who's going to watch this that just remember that you are very, very special. You are so unique compared to every single human being on this planet. You are here for a reason. You were put here for a reason. Everything that you've been through and whatever you're going through right now, trust me when I tell you this, because I've been through that. It's for the benefit of you. It's to better you. Whatever you're going through right now, honestly, whatever it is, honestly, remember, have faith. Just keep telling, just remember that you are special. You are very, very unique. And I kid you not, most time the things that we go through, the thing that you're going through, is to just get you to a different level. Why? Because you have so much abilities that you've ignored, that you're not using, and you've just ignored it. You don't want to use it. The problems that you're going through, your own tribulations, your own trials, I tell you now, it's for you to dig deep down within your own soul and bring out that ability, that power, that superpower, that everybody is a superhero. You have it in you. And problems will just, the more you fail to ignore, the more you ignore your abilities, the more you don't use your power, yes, you would have all these problems. But it's for a reason. It's just to say that, hey, come on, come out. Just unleash that power inside. Unleash that superhuman. So I want to tell you, do not give up. Don't worry. All right? You will find that solution inside you. Keep digging, keep searching. You will find it. You have it in you. And believe it or not, you will make a difference in this universe. You will make a difference in this planet. You will reach out and touch so many lives. With your story, with your experience, the things that you've been through, that you've overcome, the things that you'd conquer in the future, you will surprise yourself. Remember, you're gonna surprise yourself one day when you overcome your problems.
Wow, wow, that was really powerful, very powerful message. Ladies and gentlemen, Prince Show.